Okay, this example, I'm going to run over a bunch of four different types. You could have this original graph, or maybe you could have this, or maybe you could have that as your original. Maybe you could have this as your original. I don't know if I've covered them all, but it's enough to give you the idea here. In all these questions, they're saying, given the graph above, which of the following is the derivative? The derivative f prime. Okay, this is hard. This was hard for me when I first, I didn't learn this till I was taking physics when I was at college. I'd already done calculus and I was doing physics 4A where you had to apply calculus. And anyway, I remember this being pretty difficult. So it's bracing you. It's a little tricky. So um, here's the deal. Remember, f prime is the derivative, which means it's the slope. It's the slope. F prime is the slope. So here's the deal. The slopes on F become heights on the F prime graph. That's the key idea. Slopes on the F graph become heights on the F prime graph. Why? Because the F prime graph is slopes. That's what F prime means. It means the derivative, the slope or derivative, derivative of F. That's what it means. Okay, so here's F. So what you want to ask yourself, think about this. They're giving us these multiple choice four options. Think about what the slope is doing. Imagine if you're riding a roller. Let me make this a little bigger for a second. What if I'm riding a roller coaster? Here I am. I'm on the roller coaster at this part. What am I doing? I'm going up. My slope is positive, very positive, going uphill. You're always going to the right, by the way, always to the right because the positive values are to the right. And then right here, right at the tippy top, for just a second, my slope is 0. Oh, it's writing so big. I'll put 0. Right? Your slope is flat. It's not up, it's not down, it's flat. And then, let's change color. Say you're right here. What's your slope? You're going down. There's not room for that arrow. If I could change the point here. Yeah, I guess I could. Okay, make it a little smaller. It didn't change much. You're headed down. So your slope is what? Negative. And then at the very tip bottom, your slope is flat again, 0. And then you come up here and your slope is positive again, right? So think about if you're on the roller coaster. Your slope is positive, going up, and then 0, flat, negative, going down, 0, flat, positive. So let me just write that out. Positive, 0, negative, 0, positive, right? That's how it went. I was looking at this graph, just thinking if I was on the roller coaster, what would my slope be? What it's positive slope, 0 slope, negative slope, 0 slope, positive slope, right? So here's how the slopes. So these are the slopes. Well, these are the slopes on the F graph, aren't they? Which means they are also the heights on the F prime graph. In other words, which if one of these four is the correct F prime graph, how's that going to work? Well, we're looking for a graph that starts out positive, positive height now. So we're looking for a graph that goes positive, 0, negative, 0, positive. You know this. Height on the F prime graph. These will be heights on the F prime graph. So which of these F prime graphs starts out with a positive height? Well, this one starts positive height. This one starts positive height. This one starts positive height. This one starts negative height. He's already out. Forget it. And then it goes positive, then goes zero height, zero height. Well, this one starts out positive, goes to a zero height right there. That's a zero height. Not a slope, not a zero slope, but a zero height. It's positive height, zero height, heights. And then this is a what? Negative height. This is a zero height, and this is a positive. That's our answer right there. See how it goes? Positive height, zero height, negative height, zero height again. It's on the y-axis, it's on the x-axis, zero height, then positive height. It goes positive, zero, negative, zero, positive height, just like this thing goes slope, positive, zero slope, negative slope, zero slope, positive slope. This one's not, you might say, what about another one? This one is positive, then it's zero, then it's negative. Looks good so far. Positive, zero, negative. Then it's zero. Then it's positive, but it keeps going. Then it's zero again. There's not more to it. And then it keeps going. So it's just got too much. And then what about this one? This one's just positive all the way. Positive height all the way. That's not right. So this is our answer right there. All right, I know that's hard. I know that's hard to get used to. One more time. Slopes here become heights there, right? Because we're trying to find what is the F prime graph. The F prime is the graph of the slopes. So if the slope started out positive, then zero slope, then negative slope, then zero slope, then positive slope, those are the slopes. Then we look for heights to do it. There's positive height, zero height, negative height, zero height, positive height. That's it. Okay, let's try another one. I know that's hard. All right, here's another one. So you want to think again. You want to start here looking at slopes. What's the slope? So I'm looking at slopes here. Well, if you're starting right here, you got a negative slope. When you get to right here, you got a zero slope. Right here, you have a positive slope, then a zero slope, then a negative slope. Then at the bottom, you have a zero slope, right? You're flat. If you ride the roller coaster, imagine the roller coaster. You ride the roller coaster here. Now you're positive, zero slope. Here you're negative slope. Here you're zero slope. Right here, you're going uphill. You're positive. You're riding the roller coaster up. The top, you're flat, zero slope. Here you're negative slope going down. Okay, look at that. So it started negative, so it was negative, and then zero, and then positive zero, and then negative zero, and then positive zero, and then negative zero, and then positive zero, and negative. Just keeps doing that. That's what the slopes did. Well, down here then, we're looking for heights. Change the color if that helps you. Heights that do that same thing. We're looking for heights, which go negative, zero, positive, zero, negative. Just copying the negative, zero, positive, zero, negative, zero, positive, zero, and negative, zero, positive, zero, and negative. Okay, heights. Which one of these functions starts out with a height that's negative? Well, he does. Then a height of zero. This one's at a height of zero there. Then a height which is positive. Yeah, but then that's it. He's done. That's not it. Um, could it be? Could it be this one? He starts out positive. No, it's supposed to start out negative. No, he's done. Okay, this one starts out negative height. Yeah. And then zero height, negative zero, and then positive height. Yeah. And then what comes next? Zero height. Yeah. Zero height right there. Zero height. Negative height. Yeah. Zero height. Yeah. Positive height. Yeah. Zero height. Yeah. Negative height. Yeah. Zero height. Yeah. Positive height. Yeah. Zero height. Yeah. Negative height. Yeah. There's our baby. All right, I better just keep moving. Look back at that if that didn't make sense. Let's try it again. How about this one? Again, we're looking at the slopes on the first one. And then down here, this will be f prime. This is the f slope, starting with the original function, right? What is the slope? Well, imagine you're riding on the roller coaster. Here we are. I'm on the roller coaster. I'm going this way. So what am I? I'm kind of going downhill a little bit. I'm negative. It goes, and then right about here, I hit a zero slope. right? I'm kind of flat, and then I barely become positive slope. It looks like barely become positive. So negative, 0, and then barely positive. So I'm looking down here for heights. So change the color if it helps you. I'm looking for heights, which are negative, 0. Oh, this is supposed to be positive, huh? Positive, right? Negative, 0, positive. So which one of these is negative, 0, positive? This is negative height, 0 height, positive height. Yeah, that looks good. How about this one? Starts out positive height. No, we'll start out negative height. Uh, he's out. What about this one? This one starts out, it's hard to tell. Starts out barely a negative height. Yeah, looks good. And then it kind of gets a 0 height. Yeah, and then a barely a positive. Yeah, that's actually the right answer. What's wrong with this one? Well, this one, it just it goes really, it's going very far positive. Remember, ours went barely positive slope. It's this one right there. Is that making sense? Now you might say, well, how do you know it's not this one down here? This is almost the same thing. Now this starts out negative and never becomes positive, never even becomes 0 height. This one is negative height here, right around, maybe I missed it, right around, I think here it hits 0 height. And here it's barely a positive height. This is negative height here. See how it's doing it? It's right. I know that's confusing. Let's try one more. You just got to watch back over these if they're not making sense. Let's do one last one. Again, this is F, and we want to look at the slopes. Okay, so it's as you're riding the roller coaster, you're going downhill, your negative slope, and here you're flat, your 0 slope. And over here, you're going up your positive slope. So negative, 0, positive slopes. So then coming down here, we want F prime. We want the heights. These are F prime graphs to go negative, 0, positive. Which one does that? Well, which one starts out negative slope? This is a negative height. I'm sorry, negative height. 0, so negative height. 0, 0, 0 height. Positive height. That's it. That's our answer right there. What's wrong with the other ones? Well, this one starts out negative, hits 0, hits positive, then keeps going. 0, negative, that's too much. This one's just negative all the way. One down here starts out positive, so we'll start out negative. So there's our answer. All right, I know that's tough. You can look back over those, get used to that. It was hard for me too. There we go.